While my heart does indeed still belong to For Honor, I can't really deny that of all the Ubisoft games out there, Rainbow Six Siege is more widely beloved. There's something about it that captured the world by storm, and it's now easily Ubisoft's most popular multiplayer game at least, and one of the most popular first-person shooter multiplayer games out there. And there are various reasons why this is, and I'd be glad to speculate on them, but I think one of the big reasons it didn't grab me as much as For Honor did was, as you've no doubt noticed, I'm a history buff, and studying the history behind For Honor's warriors fascinated me. I also find For Honor is a game that requires a great deal of time, energy, and training to become better. Rainbow, meanwhile, is just another shooting game to me. If you have experience with shooter games already, like Call of Duty or something like that, you're coming into the game kind of already slightly prepared. You kind of already understand how the game's mechanics work. Of course, it does require skill to do right. It does require training. I'm not saying it doesn't. What I am saying is that when I first saw it compared to For Honor captured me because it was new. Rainbow Six Siege, again, just looked like another shooting game. I've since learned that it is a lot more than that, but I digress. That doesn't mean it doesn't have value. I want that made clear. I'm not saying by any metric that it is not a valuable or entertaining game. On the contrary, it's very interesting and entertaining, to be sure, but it's not historical, so how would I approach it in my videos? I'm not a gaming expert who can discuss all the mechanics of the game. I'm not a super skilled player of it who can do cool montages of it like Boson Bunch, and trust me, if I was any good at this game, oh my gosh, I wish I could be. I'm not a funny YouTuber who can make jokes about it while discussing new updates like Russian Badger. There's only one thing I can do that I can think of that I haven't seen a lot of other people do. And luckily, that's my specialty. Bore you to tears with information about the background of the organizations in Rainbow Six, as well as any analysis on the realism, psychology, and playstyle of the different operators. It'll be like my For Honor analysis, only with Rainbow Six Siege and modern operators rather than historical warriors. Not a big deal, but hey, it's something to pass the time. So let's not waste any time and get right into it, shall we? Let's get started with the British S.A.S. The Special Air Service is a specialized force unit associated with the British Army. Originally formed as a regiment in 1941, it later was redesignated as a corps in 1950. The S.A.S. has been deployed for countless classified and top-secret engagements since then, including counterterrorism operations, hostage rescues, and at times discreet engagement of hostiles to the public. Most of the activities and missions undertaken by the S.A.S. are not discussed openly by the Ministry of Defense, as their operations are too sensitive. However, the organization grew to a legendary status in 1980 during a hostage situation at the Iranian embassy in London. 26 people inside were taken hostage, and the S.A.S. were deployed to extract them, succeeding in rescuing 24 of the 26 individuals. One of the operators in Rainbow Six Siege was supposedly a part of this operation, codenamed Operation Nimrod. But today, we are not here to talk about him, one being Mike. We are here to talk about his cohort, Sledge. Real name, Seamus Cowden. He grew up in northern Scotland and enlisted into the military duty when he was 18. His athletic abilities got him quick recognition when he was eventually brought into the fold of the S.A.S., where he currently holds a few records in physical strength and speed. Described as easy to work with and easygoing with his fellow operators, it can be safely said that Sledge is, in truth, a very easy operator, and he is. When I look at Rainbow Six Siege operators, I look at whether or not they're easy to understand and use or more complex to understand and use. And Sledge definitely falls under the easy category. He's very easy to understand as an operator. He carries some of the easiest guns to get the hang of in the game, and he also has a very basic weapon, the tactical caber breaching hammer, which is basically just a large sledgehammer that Sledge uses to smash open barricades, unreinforced walls, and even the operator's skulls. This last usage is difficult to pull off, but very rewarding when you actually get it to happen. His two primary weapon options are the M590 shotgun and the L85 assault rifle. Now, which one you want to go with is your call. Both are probably the easiest weapons of their class. The M590 is an excellent and easy-to-use shotgun, while the L85 is a beginner's best dream in terms of assault rifles. It's very reliable, it has a good rate of fire, and has minimal recoil. If you slap on an ACOG, and it's actually very useful in most situations. But true Sledge fanatics often swear by the shotgun, because well, Sledge isn't exactly a tactical fella. If your whole identity is about breaking open walls, then the shotgun is a pretty fitting tool for you. It's also a pretty nice gun in my experience, but it's unforgiving in quick reflex firing situations, which is a quick peak moment. But when it hits center mass, it's very gratifying, and I won't deny that there are moments where that thing can pull off miracles if used correctly. I'm not going to go into his sidearms other than the fact that he carries a pistol and an SMG. And I will typically go with the SMG over the pistol, just because rate of fire is king for me. If you have terrible accuracy, then you can make up for that with a pretty good rate of fire. My personal advice with Sledge is what I call no doors allowed. Sledge can and should be used to make holes in walls where the enemy doesn't expect you. Plus, of all the breachers in game, Sledge is the quietest. Oh yeah, I know, sure, Maverick is technically quieter with his torch, but I don't really use him for breaching so much as I do making peek holes in walls rather than cutting open full doors. Sledge can go through a door almost instantaneously and suddenly, causing a nice little surprise for your opponent and allowing you the opportunity to pop in with a big surprise. My other bit of advice is if you're playing with Sledge and he makes a hole like that, don't wait forever to peek through. Get it done fast before the defenders get time to readjust and find a good hiding place. I'd also recommend bringing Thatcher with you on the mission. Sledge's biggest counter is Pulse, who can use his heartbeat monitor to tell where Sledge is coming from, destroying his element of surprise completely. But if you can use Thatcher to disable his heartbeat monitor, that will give Sledge an opening he needs to make a nice-sized hole. Now, there's a lot else to say here. Since this is the first ever Siege Studies video, I'd like y'all's opinion on what y'all thought. Please leave your comments below and subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and I will catch y'all next time. Since this is an early video series, I want y'all's opinions to know how I should go forward. Thank you guys very much, and take care.